Hi, Marcel, the Wood Butcher, back again with another episode of exciting woodworking for you. Okay, no, not okay. I wish it was that exciting. Okay, previously did a video very recently about showing you how to make a free flat saw out of a hacksaw blade and electrical tape. And we reduced the price of this valuable tool from like 50, 60 bucks to about 4 or 5 cents. Okay, and it's very flexible. That's how flexible it is. Not to say that I can shave with it, but you'll see the way it follows the contour of the face. And I don't advise putting it against your face, okay? But the example I used was a bird roosting box and cutting the perches or the 3/8 inch dowels off. And I just wanted to take a minute to show you the finished product by using my homemade tool. And this time I'm going to try to keep it, well, excuse me, my fat hand's in the way. Like I said, I'm still a one-man show making videos off my cell phone. But I just wanted to show you the finished product. Here it is. Large. And that's the important part. There's the 2 holes at the bottom for the birds to go in and in or out and in, whatever. I mean, it's not a restaurant. They don't know left from right. So, and the back side, which this big, long, protruding piece is what attaches it to the tree or wherever you plan to mount it. Okay? A very, very important thing when you make these or regular birdhouses is this right here. And this right here. Okay? That's a drywall screw that comes out that allows the bottom to open. Now, what I do and choose to do is I put this little chain on there to assist on opening the bottom, and that opens. And this is a very, very important thing when you purchase birdhouses or build birdhouses, is that you build them to what they call Autobahn specs. Okay? Now, the Autobahn specs, of course, is the National Autobahn Society. And they're the ones that tell you how to build houses and the right way that attracts the birds. For instance, this guy here, the entrance holes are only 1.5 inches, right? So that means it kind of blocks out, you know, those starlings that'll take over anything, because they're like scavengers. They're like turkey vultures. They'll take over anything. Well, with this size hole, this only attracts sparrows, nuthatches, chickadees, tufted titmice, or titmouse, whatever you want to call it, the smaller species of birds. Okay? Another very, very important thing. When you see either bird nesting boxes, which are basically bird houses, and roosting boxes, is you want to make sure that they have what's called a predator block. I'll see if I can do this right. And you'll see right here that this protrudes out the same thickness of the wood that the box is made out of, protrudes out the same thickness, right? And it's covered with metal, or in this case, what I used, and I found out what works just as well, is to use like You know the metal tape, the aluminum tape that ductwork is sealed with? Well, that works just as well, and it's already adhesive. Because what it does is, first of all, Mr. Squirrel or Mr. Raccoon or Mr. Possum, whatever, can't get their little paws in there because they got to go through 2 layers, a 3/8, well, not 3/8, but 3/4 inch wood to get the little birdies that are inside resting comfortably. And that's a very important thing. Another thing is you do not want to put a straight stick perch on the front of this, because you're inviting squirrels and raccoons and stuff like that to stand there and try to get in there. The reason for the metal tape or the metal on the front of the what they call a predator block is because when they try to gnaw at it to get it through, they can't chew through the metal and they can't get inside. The hole size is very important for the species of birds that you're attracting and want to protect. For instance, if I made that a 2-inch hole, believe me, starlings, those obnoxious starlings, would move in and take over. And the smaller birds they'll be forced out. So, but I just wanted to show you what the finished product looked like. Okay? We also, in relation to the video we did on half-lap joints, I wanted to show you the almost end result of that project. Okay? Here they are. Okay? And what this is going to turn into, this one particularly is going to be a tabletop candle holder, right? The freestanding candle. So I have a 5 3/4 inch piece of ceramic tile that gets epoxied to the top of it, just like this. Well, probably a little bit more square than that, you know. And then I made these little guys, and what they are is they get epoxied to the top of the tile. Like, none of this is stained yet or anything. They get epoxied to the top of the tile, and what that's going to do, for lack of better words, I call it a wax catcher, and I'll show you why. Because these are designed to take the regular candles that don't have the glass around them, and when they sit together, I'm going to try to do this, and I'm going to move the camera. Don't get dizzy. We're not on the space station, right? This is what it ends up looking like, where this piece goes on top of this, and like I said, this isn't stained yet, the tile isn't epoxied yet or anything, but you get the basic idea of what they're for. Now, I also make these that hold, let me shift here. I also make these that hold regular candles that are in glass. Well, of course, if it's in glass, I don't have to worry about the wax spillover. So I don't do it. Oh, and when I sell these, I include the candles, okay? But that's just the idea I have. And I also make these out of bigger tiles. Same wood format, just a little bigger. I mean, the base, with half-lap joints and hanging over and stuff like that. But I use like 8-inch tiles to use as like hot plate trivets. And they've become kind of popular. As a matter of fact, at the last craft show we did, the first craft show we did at Popcorn Park Zoo, which is part of the Humane Society of New Jersey, which is a rescue for pets, is I initially had these things as hot plate trivets. And one customer came by and wanted it to put a candle on. And that gave me an idea. You know, hey, the heck, I'll do what the people want. You know, because I'm in this to make a living, you know, or supplement an income, you know. So, you know, I don't do all this out of the goodness of my heart. My goal is actually to sell most of what I break my butt to make. Oh, and I've had some failed projects that end up in the burn bucket, you know. For example, I mean, I'll even share it with you. You can see right here. Here's a failed birdhouse. Well, with a lampshade stuck to it. Get the lampshade off there. A failed birdhouse. Because what I failed on it is I tried to put it together hastily, and I completely forgot to make the bottom or the side open to clean it out. And since it was glued and tacked together with the nail gun, I tried to take it apart, and the wood just kept splitting and everything else. Matter of fact, the only piece I was able to salvage from it to reuse on another project is the front cover, right? Excuse me. And you'll notice again, there is no perch. There are kerf lines cut into there for the birds to get in and out. And again, the predator protector, which is this piece right here. You'll notice it's the same thickness as the wood. And if this is taken apart, since it is, I'll show you. On the inside, there are also kerf lines. They don't need to be real neat. I mean, they're birds. They're not going to take a micrometer to it and see. The main thing is that they can get their little claws, or whatever they have on the end of their feet, and climb up and down inside this thing, as well as on the outside. Okay? So, just sharing with you. Once again, this is Marcel, the Wood Butcher, saying, protect your eyes, protect your lungs, protect your ears, and don't forget about these guys. Those of you that have been following me, you know I've gone to the emergency room twice from accidents on the table saw where my fingertips, I took the tip of this one off, the tip of this one off, and sliced this one just a little bit, but they all healed nicely. And that's why when you're using a table saw, never put the blade higher than just clearing the piece of stock you're cutting. An old timer told me once, he said, you raise the blade on a table saw to as bad as you want to get cut. And believe me, anybody that works with a table saw all the time, sooner or later, kickback's going to happen, a jam up's going to happen, and your chances of getting cut are very, very good. I mean, there's people that have gone all their lives using a table saw and what I call a radial armless saw, right, which is probably the most versatile but most dangerous saw ever designed. But they're fantastic if you use them right, just like with any saws or any power tools. Protect your fingers. For right now, this is Marcel, the Wood Butcher, saying, make it a great day, and Semper Fi. Bye for now.